get also an understanding of where the voter turnout is. It's come down to some 57%. I'm told at the moment, with just minutes to go, with just about last 20 minutes to go before voting actually ends today. But let's bring on a Mumbaikar to understand what's been happening. Meghna Pant is back with us on the program. Meghna is a Mumbaikar, an author as well. Meghna, we spoke a couple of days ago and we said, oh, Mumbai should come out. 56%, 57%. Like, how are you expecting change with that?
It's beyond ridiculous, Sonal. But first, let's put an end to this controversy of the vote. I went to vote, in fact, twice today because in the morning it was so crowded. So I've got an acetone bottle here. Sorry, an old bottle, but it's an acetone bottle. And I've dabbed it here, and this is my inked finger. Now, let's see if it's coming off. It is not. So I think it's just an unnecessary controversy. I think we don't have to take it very seriously. But I think, Sonal, one thing I'll point out is
Meghna Pant has given us a quick reality check over there. Maybe it happened in certain booths and not in the others, because the video that you saw there was actually of a reporter doing it. So he managed to do it. So clearly there's some discrepancy there. But good to know it's not been there all over. Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely. So, Sonal, I went to vote in the morning today, and I just want to point out one thing. We're blaming Mumbaikars for voter apathy, but I think this may be a myth, because I think one thing I saw when I went to vote, I took my two small children with me, and there were such long queues, and a process that should take 10 minutes was going to take 1 to 2 very exhausting hours. And this is not because of the people, because the system is broken. Now, what I saw was these blurry printed voter rolls and this manual searching. This is very inefficient, the system. You've got these paper-based lists, and there's poor quality photos of people everywhere. And each voter lookup is taking at least 15 to 30 minutes. And then you're assigned a booth number. There you also get standing in long lines. And the poor polling staff are overworked. They're stressed out. This is a system they did not design. So all the working professionals, all the elderly, all the parents with children like mine or caregivers, you will simply give up and leave. So low voter turnout in Mumbai is not apathy. It's administrative friction, and it needs to be looked at, especially, Sonal, in today's world, because everything is mechanized. Our groceries are on our phones, on apps, our railway. I just took the Vande Bharat this weekend to Surat. Everything is mechanized. Airports and banks are mechanized and digitized. Why is voting still stuck in 1995? There's a simple digital lineup that we need. You enter your voter ID, you scan a QR code, your photo and your booth number appear instantly, even offline, and then you get your queue tokenization. This would end.
But Meghna, can I bring you the other side of the story? I don't know if you could hear what the soundbite we played of Vishal Dadlani some time ago. He said the opposite of what you're saying. He said he went inside and there were nobody. Of course, your booths are different, I'm assuming. And the area where he went to cast his vote, I'm assuming it's going to be sober. But that's just me. I don't know his address at all. But, I'm assuming that that's where, the elite don't come out and vote. I'm again underlining, I don't know this. I'm just assuming that that's the apathy where, and the place where we are seeing lower turnout. He said there are more officials than voters. So there seems to be different areas throwing different trends in this very hyper local election, which I'm actually glad about. That should be the case.
But I also voted in South Bombay, so I had to go back twice. So in the morning, the crowds were thronging. So maybe it's an issue of timing. And then I went after lunch around 2 o'clock. Then I went back. And that time it was completely empty. I was in and out in 10 minutes. So I think it really depends on your timing also. And this is again something that we should learn from, that go in the afternoon time, around lunch or post-lunch. But more than anything else, Sonal, I think we really need to respect voters' time, because Mumbai is a city that runs on minutes. You have to digitize the entire voting process. Otherwise, people will not show up. This is not a city that has a lot of idle time. People are literally running second to second everywhere. So even though it's a public holiday, please respect the voters' time. And we need to, in the next elections, learn from this. Please mechanize the entire process and have mobile pre-verification, so that when I enter a polling booth, I'm in and out in 5 minutes. I think that really...
Rahul Gandhi might not be very happy with the suggestion you're making. He's had his own issues with EVM. Even Arvind Kejriwal has had his own issues with EVM. So I'm not sure how they're going to respond. But actually, I feel digitization should happen on the other end. There should be like an app or some place where we can go and find out about the history of all the candidates. I think that's more critical for me as a voter. An app or a website where I could go and I could see, okay, this is the area I vote in, these are all the candidates who are in the fray, and someone who can give me a full background upon the candidates, the work they did, have a rating system of sorts. I think that's the kind of digitization we need more, don't you think?
Oh my God, Sona, you have hit upon such a brilliant idea. If they want to reach the youth, if they want to reach Gen Z, if they want to get young people to come out and vote, you have got to educate them. There is no education on how. I didn't know anything about the BMC elections either. I had to educate myself because people around me, again, mostly South Bombayites, who seem to also live in a vacuum and very vacuous sometimes. If in that terms, I think there's a lot of political apathy because there's no knowledge of politics. So people were saying things like the BMC elections about voting for the prime minister. So I actually made a reel about it because I couldn't
Yeah.
believe the level of the lack of knowledge that people have in Mumbai about politics. They only know about Bollywood and BSC, but nothing about the BMC. And I think this is something really, little bit of education would really have a young person who speaks in, a relatable way to reach out to people of this category, and you'll get more of a voter
Right.
turnout. It should not be an othering which is taking place, where politics
True.
is seen as something that's, belongs to people who will be given electricity, subsidies or railway subsidies. It should reach out to everybody because Mumbai is the place with the highest number of millionaires. So let's keep that in mind also. So it
Yeah.
should be all encompassing. It
I
should not.
actually have another suggestion. I think people who don't vote, there should be some kind of penalty there as well. People who take holidays around that time, there should be some penalties there as well. But like I said, I have lots of these ideas. I don't know who's listening, but if anybody is, please take them into account. I would love it to have a more accountable voter base, more than just, just government and officials over there. But we leave it there for the moment. And let's see what comes out of these results, Meghna Pant. Good that you went and casted your vote. Good that your ink was at least permanent. We'll see how that went for other Mumbaikars in a moment from now.
Thank you, Sonal.